As citizens of the United States, you are entitled to many basic civil rights. In particular, freedom of the press allows individuals to express themselves through publication and dissemination. However, within schools, there are many limitations to this right. In order to ensure you know your rights, we have interviewed the administration in the Jolly Roger.
Freedom of the press protects your right to obtain and publish information or opinions without government censors. This includes all printed materials such as magazines, newspapers, and flyers. Even if the government thinks what will be published will reveal information about national security, they cannot censor it. As a staff advisor, what is your role in the editing process of the newspaper?
Yes, so I have to make sure that the articles are accurate and that the student got the interviews recorded and that they got the name, spellings, and everything. All the facts, in short, need to be accurate. I do that with the editors-in-chief, so they go through a round of editing. We actually spend a week extra after stories are done, or at least 5 days. So they go through a run, and then I go through a run. And we also have a copy editor or several copy editors who will look at the article on the page and make sure it's accurate.
Have you ever run into problems with things you can't say? And if so, like what happened?
Yes. So the law is that you can write about any topic with teenagers except if it involves two things. A felony or any kind of misdemeanor or legal problem, and anything sexual, any kind of, sexual anything.
There you go.
What's the difference between freedom of press in school compared to freedom of press outside of school?
One fundamental difference is that freedom of press inside school includes all publications and all flyers and anything like that. In fact, student journalists have the same First Amendment rights as professional journalists do have.
To summarize what Ms. Hotchkiss just said, press in school is more sensitive to students' emotions. There are two topics that can't be written about, which involve a felony or misdemeanor and something sexual. Lastly, student journalists have the same rights as professional journalists.
We interviewed Chad Stewart, and this is what he had to say. The admin has no control over the Jolly Roger. Amity Hotchkiss is the one who runs the paper. The Jolly Roger is treated as if it's a public newspaper despite it being a school newspaper. That means that the administration cannot ask for a copy of the issue before it is released. The only way that the admin can intervene on an article is if it's affecting the safety of a student or adult, which means that the Jolly Roger has the freedom to write freely on most issues.
Hazelwood School District versus Kuhlmeyer was a court case in 1988. It began at the school newspaper where two personal articles were submitted for publication. One article was about divorce and the other was about teen pregnancy. To ensure the privacy, the girls' names were changed and the father of the divorce was informed about the article. The principal decided that the articles were not suitable for the younger students, so he prohibited both. The students' journalist took it to court, eventually making it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled with the principal, saying the students' First Amendment rights were